I think Samir is going to restart his Zoom and then come back. The reason we want to start with Samir is because Samir is with LCI Michigan, so he's representing LCI, who's co-chairing this meeting, and I wish to start with his presentation first. So,
all right,
okay,
I'm
he's
back.
back.
Is that
Okay,
better?
sounds good.
All right, so I'll introduce myself because I couldn't hear myself hear Harry introducing me. So I'm Samir Emdanat. I'm president and one of the co-founders of vPlanner. We're a lean management consultancy, and we're also a software solutions provider for tools that support the last planner system. I'm also a core group member of the LCI Michigan community of practice, and it's really a great honor to co-sponsor, co-advertise this event in partnership with PMI. We're the local chapter for LCI. Our mission is their mission to spread the knowledge of lean thinking across the industry, from design all the way to activation. We sponsor events throughout the year. Our next one is in November, on November 12th. It's a virtual lean coffee, so please feel free to join us there. The registration is on the LCI events page. And we're also working on our calendar for 2022, so we'll be sharing that soon as it shapes up. So my topic is to introduce what lean tools and techniques are, and so I gave this a lot of thought, and the best way I thought of introducing this is the way I'm going to show you here. So I hope this resonates with people. I usually start thinking about what lean thinking is all about, and if you're new to this, one of the best ways to start is looking at this article. It's very short, about a page long, by John Shook. It's called Work. I put the link on the slide here. You'll find it under that link. And it talks about lean thinking as it's something that's about the work. Lean thinking is about, more than anything else, rethinking, reimagining what the work can be. So that's very important. And to do it, we have to start to thinking about what the purpose of the work is, why we're doing it, and what problem we're trying to solve. That's how you start your lean journey, is understanding where you're at and where you're going. And that triggers everything else that follows. It comes with this attitude of continuous improvement, but it's a different, it's done in a very specific way. Let's say this continuous improvement in lean is done in a very specific way. It's done in the context of the customer value. It's done in the context of understanding your standard, where you're at today, your current state, and the only way to get there is through this concept of value stream. That's one of the tools of lean thinking. It's in the context of defining, once you standardize your process, understand your goal, what adds value and what does not add value, and your ability to spot where you're varying from your standards so you can improve. So these are all, I'm introducing the tools as I talk about lean thinking. And it's about the attitude for continuously improving to produce more value and less waste, to introduce the idea of workflow and maximizing the flow of work. And it's about respecting the people, but in lean, you respect the people by respecting the work that they do. So by focusing on the work, what the work produces, empowering people on the team to produce the right thing, do it right the first time, building quality, you respect your people by respecting the work. There are two contexts for lean thinking, and the tools that we'll be introducing are in those two contexts. There's project level lean in our industry. We're project level organizations. Projects are temporary organizations. And then there's organizational level lean. This is when you go back to the boundaries of your company and figure out how you're gonna improve and implement lean thinking across your own organization. They build upon each other, but you can do one or the other. And it's a given fact right now, after several decades of implementing lean in various organizations, that lean organizations have a competitive advantage in the marketplace. It's a given right now. And then the other theme when we think about lean thinking is that lean and production management go hand in hand. Lean is about implementing pull into a production system. doing what is needed only when it is needed. So when we talk about lean tools, is it about the tools or is it about the timing and the application of the tools? So I'll talk about how you implement lean at an organization and how you implement lean at the project level. So at the organization, you don't start with the tools. That's the wrong. Don't go learn an a la carte list of tools and say we're going to implement lean. You want to start with the work. You want to understand what the organization mission is, what its goal is, what do they currently do. So understand your production system and its goals, map it out, understand your current workflow, document it. That's your current state. So you get to the current state, that's value stream mapping, you map it out, you understand where you're at in the context of where you need to be or where you're going. And now you can start implementing lean tools. So you monitor your work, you measure for reliability, you try to spot variation, you look for bottlenecks, where does the work stop, that's your bottleneck. Then you implement lean tools to eliminate the bottleneck so you can flow. But you don't stop there. You start looking for improvement opportunities and you start going through this cycle, monitoring, applying, identifying the next bottleneck, improving, and then monitoring, and you loop. That's how you get to implementing the right lean tools at the right time to improve the right things to get you to where you need to be, your ideal state. At the project level, you get something, you get an opportunity to do something a little different than when you're at the organization level, because the organization is existing, the project you're going to design. So you get to design a production system for your project. You set the rules for the game from the start. So it's a little different. You want to understand the goals for the project as a team. You want to identify what the work phases are, what's standard, what's unique, where you have opportunities to flow information and material through the project. You set your goals through TACT, so that's the small batch thinking. You check against the cycle time, that's the actual time to do a step in the workflow. And if the cycle time is greater than the cycle time, you haven't started the project yet, so you need to go and figure out how to apply lean thinking, lean tools at the right time to eliminate these potential bottlenecks. So you're tweaking your system, you're setting it up right so that the work can flow, and then you perform the work, you measure, you spot variation, you measure reliability, and then you apply lean tools again to improve, so that the improvements are very targeted once you set up your production system this way, and then you repeat. So there's this continuous improvement, the learning part of the lean production management. So what are lean tools in that context? It's really anything that you can think of that improves value, builds in quality in the workflow, reduces variation and waste is a lean tool. Anything that you can think of that fits this criteria fits as a lean tool. And over the decades of lean design and construction, the industry has developed a whole set of these best practices, these tools that you can, once you learn them and apply them in the context as I described it in the lean thinking framework, they have a place in that workflow. And there is a lot of information that you can go and read about the various tools. The LCI has done a great job at creating literature and books and seminars, and but my advice is don't start with the tools. Think about why you want to apply the tools. Get to the idea about defining your current state, your goals, and then the tools find a place in that framework. That's how I would introduce lean tools in 10 minutes, Harry. I think Jeremy is next.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you, Samir. That was great introduction. And now going to our second discussion panelist, Jeremy is going to present the contractor's perspective.